This kind of looks like a by accident. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna fix that. Just give me a minute. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to a fresh week of streams. I hope you're all doing well. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind schedule. I not long got home from work, instantly ate food, and then I got a little bit carried away doing Animal Crossing dailies. So it was a bit of a last minute rush to get onto stream, but I am here. I think I technically went live 1 minute early. I just so happened to not actually be starting my stream until 8 minutes in. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you all had a lovely weekend. Long time no see, it feels like. I have one goal today. Oh, I didn't think about this. The goal is to finish the garden. However, this character is nearly level 90. I've been doing some leveling off stream with the turbulent time waste. She has 2 hours with 3 stacks of knowledge of time waste. So I'm actually going to be smart about this and log her out and do... Oh my god, I just logged back in again. Do housing on my main today because she doesn't need the turbulent time waste. So I'm not going to waste any leveling buffs on her or anything. Should have got this all set up. Also, my game is so quiet. What is going on? Oh, that's why. Hi, Siri. Garden building. Yes, indeed. Not to you, Siri. Alrighty. I might honestly get a really quick home transmog for her. Actually, do I need to? She's probably going to be invisible. We can make one. We can make one. Home. Right. Can we take everything off? And can you just wear like a dress? What kind of dress? Hanbok? It's quite pretty. This so doesn't matter, by the way. It just is important to me for reasons I can't quite express. She could wear the Noble Garden stuff. Damn, we're kind of missing some just nice dresses. Gilnean robe. Sure, she honestly looks kind of cute. Oh, I didn't do the situation. Location, home. Let's hope that we did this right. It's been a while since I've seen you. How you been? Hi, Kato. I've been okay, thank you. How about you? I hope you are doing well. Also, I opened my transmog pane and now I've got some random... This looks like a gathering transmog I would have made. There we go. What I might do... I don't know. I'm not going to unequip my weapon because I just know I'll sell them. And this character can't really afford to do that. All of my other ones can, but this one not so much. Okay. So, here is the garden. Let me get some music. It is really close to being done. I think one last structure that we could build that would be really pretty is some kind of pagoda. And I'm talking really, really basic. I don't mean like a traditional Chinese one with the multiple tiers of roofs or anything, because that's gonna chew up my budget and also be a little out of place in this space because it needs to fit in this little gap in between the pond and the greenhouse. So I think what we're gonna do is just grab, oh gosh, I've only got 14 left. Grab some, should we do pillars for the vertical frame? We make it kind of this size. I've got loads of these left. Oh, also, it has reset my keybinds. Housing. How did I do this before? Does that work? It does. Cool. Can't wait to get a blueprint from you next patch. Oh, shucks, Siri. Thanks. I will probably make it all available to anyone that wants it. Okay, I'm just going to get some duplicates of this pillar, although I've cooked my keybinds. I thought I did it right, but I've done it wrong. Housing. This can't be 1, 2, 3. It needs to be, I guess, 4, 5, 6. That probably works for me, honestly. I just genuinely experience a little bit of discomfort in my hands and my wrist when I do housing because I hold down shift so much while then contorting my hand to press 1, 2, or 3. So I wanted to take shift out of the equation entirely. Right, one more of these. I'm winging this, by the way. I have no idea what this is going to look like, but I think because the structure is quite simple, it should come together more or less on its own. Okay, now we can figure out how we want it kind of orientated. I'm kind of picturing it being on somewhat of a diagonal of some kind. But it would have to come over this way to make room for the greenhouse on the other side. Actually, maybe... I think that's a little too diagonal. I'm going to have to maybe just place it straight, at least straight on as you look at it from here. It's probably okay. It's a little close to the other structure. Something like this should be okay. I would love to see the grid. Why can't I see the grid? Kind of strange. Okay, we might run out of platforms, but I'm thinking maybe we could do it entirely with pillars, actually. How do we want it to look? Ooh, maybe the pillars aren't gonna work. Gonna get too chunky. Maybe it's okay, actually. I don't mind that being kind of chunky. I would love to get this finished today. It's not a problem if we don't get it finished. It's just, we've done what, like 3 streams on it now? Is this the 3rd one? It would be good to be done. Oh my god. Bear with me getting used to my new controls. Okay. Something kind of like this shape, although it looks maybe a little low. I don't know. There aren't many races taller than trolls. Obviously Tauren, but I suppose we could scale things up a little bit. That's better. Hi, Spice. No problem. Also, I don't know what's been going on with my OBS. It just doesn't seem to save the new stream title that I give. So if you got told we were doing Dragonflight Time Walking today, you have been grossly misled. I do apologize. I'm doing all right, though. Thank you. How are you? We are doing some housing today. Hopefully finishing this room that we've been working on. Okay, and then honestly, I kind of want to do something simple, just like putting some slats across the roof. I kind of want them to be quite slim though. So I think we're going to have to use a couple on each side. We're gonna kind of make like a, what do they call this? Like a pergola is the idea. Hope that it looks okay. Let me get a reference photo. I typed pagoda in Google the other day and I got what I would consider a pergola as opposed to a pagoda. But it actually turned out being the thing that I wanted more than a pagoda, so that works out. This somewhat looks like an AI image, unfortunately, but yeah, fairly sure that's a generated image. Not ideal. Didn't get announced in your Discord. Gonna be having words with those bots, I tell you, Spice. Awful. Did I get a notification? Nope. Period. It's almost like, what's the point? Okay, now I'm kind of considering, do we want to make even these pieces out of the same pillar so that they're the exact same color? I'm thinking yes. Hmm. So they sort of sit intersected with the wood. It's going to be a little bit fiddly just because I can't physically use the bar to scale the columns up and down because you're not supposed to be able to scale them. But to be fair, the reference image I have only has 3 slats in the middle. So maybe it won't be as much work as I expected, which would be good. So I'm going to just try and duplicate. It would be so nice for them to add a feature where you can copy attributes from decor you've already placed. It's good that you can copy and paste with add-ons, but if we could take these columns and copy them with the exact attributes that they already have, that would be splendiferous. I don't think I need this reference image anymore, actually. It's a very simple idea. How are you, Spice, anyway? I hope you're having a nice week so far. What have you been up to? I hope everyone is staying hydrated again. I know I've been on about that recently, but we've been having some pretty gnarly heat waves in the UK. It is quite warm again today, honestly. These are so not the same size. It's hard. It's pretty close. Now they just need to be level. Let's do... Oh, Lord. Okay. Ooh, these are not as long as I thought they were. Okay. Kind of what I was going for, more or less. They don't marry in the middle as much as I would like them to. How do I fix that? Make them smaller? Kind of like that. It would be nice as well to put some plants over the top, so any seams and stuff that we're making right now hopefully won't be super noticeable. I drank way too much last night. I've been feeling the effects all day. Had better days, honestly. Hope you're well. Drinking. Was it football related? I'm losing track of who played when. Apart from Sunday, don't get me wrong, I didn't watch to any stretch of the imagination because I was in bed. But Sunday was Norway and England playing in 2 separate matches, so it was talk of the town over here. Not at all. Honestly, completely forgot that was going on. Drinking on a Monday. What was the occasion? If there was one. Very presumptuous of me. To be fair, I had a tipple last night, so I'm not judging. Please don't think I'm judging you. I had a shoddy day at work. It was absolute carnage. And I don't do this very often, but Loff and I had bought a bottle of wine on the weekend to have with one of our meals. And it just so happened that it coincided with my horrible day. And I got home, had a shower, took all my makeup off and everything, and like decompressed, threw on some comfy, cool clothes, and cracked open the bottle of wine, had some nice food, and we watched House of the Dragon episode 3. It was bliss, and then we started Loki, the TV show. Gosh, this is higgledy-piggledy. This is not really giving right now. The first one went so well. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with this one. Okay, that's not bad. Pergola. Had alcohol for the first time in forever, forgot to pace myself, played games with friends while drinking, had a good chill night, wasn't working or anything, so Monday schmonday. Honestly, sometimes you just need it. Did you feel like you let your hair down? Did you have some fun? I know that hangovers suck, but it's a rite of passage, I suppose. For people that drink, anyway. We want to put some hosta bushes on the top. I'm intrigued by doing that. I don't even really want to size them up too much. In fact, I might want to size them down. And I think we'll have to put them across the top and the bottom so that we don't have roots hanging down from underneath. Because that doesn't look so cute. Whereas if we take another one, match the scale, and then just flip it on its head and kind of marry it up, I'm hoping it will look a bit better and make more sense. Yeah, why not? I ended up only having one glass of wine. I probably could have had more. You know, I wasn't looking to get drunk. I just was hoping to almost treat myself a little bit after a long day. But I do find, honestly, no matter how hydrated I stay or keep myself, I do be getting headaches on the wine or just on alcohol in general, which is kind of tough, but I guess it is kind of negative reinforcement from me drinking too much. I think I've got this scale a little wonky. It's fine. I want to try and leave some purposeful gaps. I don't want it to just be covered. Oh, I'm getting my keybinds all kind of mixed up. Maybe if we kind of trail it this way, it could even potentially trail down the column. That would be very pretty. Same, honestly. Yeah. Well, if you drank some water today and you relaxed a little bit, hopefully tomorrow will be a new day for you. None of that 2-day hangover tea. I have been there. Not the best feeling. Not amazing. This kind of looks like a penis by accident. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna fix that. Just give me a minute. That's a Freudian slip in housing if you've ever seen one. All right. Let's just try and amend that 1 second here. I just stick. How do I make this not look phallic? Just gonna grab a large bush. Just plonk it in the middle. There we go. Still kind of see it, but maybe that's just me. Okay. I was aiming for this front corner on the right side. I'm also gonna flip it around a little bit. This honestly came together rather fast. I'm quite impressed. Okay. The trailing can take a little while. I've done it in the house already. We usually have to make them quite small. Pop it down. How do we want to do it? I'd quite like it to come down the front here. Let's maybe curve it to the right. Grabbing a large bush to cover up the penis shape. Right. Yeah, the irony of that is not lost on me. 30%. Then we're going to flip it this, nope, this way. Even further, 270. Thank you. Then also angle it this way. Try and make it look natural. Yeah, pretty good. We can then just do, I'm thinking like 2 more. One wrapping around the back here. Which means we need to flip this one this way. Damn, we got fast at this. We're experienced housing gamers now. Might make this one slightly smaller. Like, it makes sense that it would shrink in size towards the end, wouldn't it? There we are. And, like, I said 2 more, didn't I? So this is the last one. I'm gonna make this one tiny. As tiny as it will go. And now that I look at it, I'm going to just do some extra credit and pop one right on the front. I think that will make it look finished. Bollocks. Teeny tiny. Yeah, I think this one does need to be a little bigger. Although I can't target it now. Damn it. Okay, it's a hostabush. Baron's hostabush. Can fix this. Mary's on that side. Mary's on that side. Perfect. There we go. Pretty. And then it is still looking phallic, in my opinion. So let me just add a little more on the top. We could make our lives easier by having some pretty big ones. Just like... honestly, maybe just like this. Nice. Okay. I think the pergola structure is done. Do we have any string lights? Oh, of course we do. Shall we put them horizontally? What do you guys think looks better? Should we have them this way so you can see them as you walk in? Or have them this way in line with the columns on the top? I'm honestly thinking this way might be better. That's cute. We can try and make them all slightly different sizes and have them flipped. So this end has one on its own. So let's flip it this way so it's reverse. What scale is this one? 59. We try 70? As long as it's not poking out the ends, we're fine. We're clear on this side and clear on this side. Probably even try and go a little bigger. Oof. There we go. So roughly the biggest we can do is 73. And then I guess we copy the left side now. We'll do like 66. I'm sorry. Okay, very cute. That will do. A little bit of lighting. And then I honestly was going to just put like some seating in here. Like I feel like you'd put some little outdoor sofas and just a coffee table and have some wine and a gossip. That's what this area is giving. Kind of like the padded wooden bench as an option. I'd love something that looks kind of comfortable. So either we get some of like just out of the catalog, or we make our own. Also something with a backrest would be kind of nice. It's a little too flamboyant. Honestly, leather banded wooden bench isn't bad. Because we could just put cushions on it. What cushions do we have? Ooh, we don't have many left. Okay. I can go and get more. That's not a problem. I'm also not super mad at this, although I'm surprised it's not dyeable. What dyeable benches do we have? Not many that I've got left. What about table? I kind of like the idea of a round table. What is that? Oh, this one works too. Yeah, I do quite like that one actually. Not centered. It needs to be really low though. Kind of like that. Seems kind of big too. This might look silly, but bear with me. Because I really like this bench, but it doesn't have a back. So could I make my own? Need the exposed beam. How would we do this? No, not giving. Shelf? We don't really have basic enough shelves. Oh, actually. Doesn't look very comfortable, but it does kind of read backrest. It also is ugly from the back. No, I think it's fine. We'll get another padded wooden bench. Get a trusty shopping list going on my second monitor. Padded wooden bench. Why I'm capitalizing things, I do not know. Padded wooden bench. And then I also just had a thought. Oh, it's more structural stuff on the actual pergola, which I don't think is important. But it was part of the reason why I wanted to make this in the first place. So I am just going to indulge myself a little bit. I just think this little feature where they have it's like a spandrel or what they call this detail, connecting horizontal and vertical beam. Isn't that adorable? It kind of gives like a little farmhouse vibe. It's as small as it goes, sadly, which is a shame because it's not really the shape I was hoping for. But that does kind of do what I need it to do. How expensive are these pillars? 3 each? Yikes. Okay. That's a shame. How does the beam platforms look? We might be able to get away with this. Because they're so small, you can't really notice that the colors are different. And that's honestly more the shape I was aiming for. The right side totally looks better and will save some budget. Let's do it. 30% scale on a 45 degree. An eyeball on the other side. Yeah, it looks 45 to me. There we go. Hi, Bowman. I know. I'm sorry. Spice made me aware of that. Wonder, shall I just start making my own? I can do it. Or maybe I can look into a different bot that will help. I don't know. She's been letting us down. How are you today, Bowman? What am I doing? Wrong way. Wrong angle. The devil's in the details. Ups and downs. Had my car in for service this morning. Poor thing is cooked and fried. But I found my favorite flavor and brand of instant ramen for the first time in 10 years in a weird Chinese store, so that's good. Okay, that is ups and downs. First of all, I feel you on the car being chopped and unk because mine is the same. She limps her way through her MOTs, which honestly at this point is commendable. But I would be looking to replace her in the somewhat near future, because I've been driving her for 10 years. She existed before me as her driver. She's done, what, like 120,000 miles? Not just with me, but in her lifespan. No AC, which right now sounds like a crime. And even just now that I drive her, she just feels like an old lady. I worry every time I start the engine. I worry about the battery. And quite frankly, she's done me a solid. I learned to drive in that car. In a way, I'll kind of miss her, which is funny because she's a I'm literally anthropomorphizing a car. But yeah, she's fit for retirement, I think. Poor thing. She's done good work. She deserves a break. Wasn't this worth it, guys? Just that little bit of extra detail. All she needed. And we have ensured the structural integrity of our pergola. Very important, yes, yes. This one is not centered. Frightfully upsetting. Nice. I'm not going to look too closely at all of these little beams we've just placed because I'll probably be here all day correcting the minuscule angles. I was like, yeah, the handbrake is going to be broken. I know that. And I get back. There's a big ass huge hole in the middle of your exhaust system due to rust. Oh. Okay, perfect. Oh no, I feel for you, Bowman. I'm sorry. Car stress is a specific breed. It's really horrid. Do we want the pergola to be wooden floor? We actually might. Do we want to use the same floor as always? Maybe we can just use this one. Like, what if we just do something like this? We'll have to kind of border it so that it doesn't look strange. But just so that it's not sort of just sitting on the grass. Maybe that's nicer. I feel like normally a pergola would be on a kind of stone plinth or something. We don't really have that. I don't really want to put it on this. Stone. Suppose we could try and put them on Pandaren walls. Because they're nice and flat. Would this be something? Hang on. It can scale up big enough. That's good. Maybe this is perfect. The step feels very large. Could we do it like this? How would this look joined up on this side? Let's get the scale. 164. On your back. Yeah, the overlap is kind of criminal. Just got my go live notification. Let's go. Sapphire. I am disappointed. I mean, maybe once they're overlapped, it won't really be that noticeable, she says. 'Cause I don't know if there's a world where we can do two and they just marry in the middle. Let me try and put the last one down. We'll just see. She works fine, but she won't get through the yearly inspection because of emissions when it's cooked like that. So now I'm stuck debating whether to pay for a fix of an old mess of a car or just get a new one. Yeah. Same kind of, except I'm much more heavily leaning towards letting this car retire. Oh, there's a gap in the middle too. Of course. You're right. Oh. Okay, that does not look how I would have wanted it to, unfortunately. I'm going to try getting rid of the side ones. Oh. It's okay. It's okay. $180. Ooh. Do you know what? I think this will work. We just put them the other way round. So put them this way instead. And then there's not that massive step that you have to walk over. Being very rational about this, if you couldn't tell. My angles are off, though, are they? No. We've got 180. Sink it down as best we can. It's a bit messy. Oh no, they don't fit. Why don't they fit? This side is longer. This build eats? Thank you. Also, congrats to Lof with Norway. He's thankful. Bowman said congrats to Norway. Lof bowed nobly. It's my first car, so I'm emotionally attached. I'm the same, Bowman. It's my first car as well. She's just an old lady. Is there anything that works as an alternative? Or do we have to... What if we just make this 200% scale? Does it work then? I think it will. It's just really killing my vibe. Why are they different sizes? I'm not understanding. Well, they're not. They're just not aligned. It looks weird. But I do like that the pergola has some flooring. I'm not prepared to move any part of the wood on the pergola because that involves moving everything. Or we just cover it in like potted plants and wild plants so that you don't see all these awful joins. Like we could put a big old planter here. stick a planter there and honestly put like, I'm down to put a tree in that. Do you want a laurel tree? Could be cute, right? Yeah. I'm down. Let's do that. Okay. Good. Good. And then maybe we just get some large ground clutter and stick that in front of this corner. That doesn't really go. Neither does that. Wow, am I like running out of plants? I am. Do some rocks. Could do this bush that appears in various places in the garden. This works for me. It almost looks purposeful. Maybe just some little weeds. Break things up a little bit. Honestly, it could be worse. Honestly, there probably is a world where we can use this nice bush. I just haven't used these. I can't remember what this type of flower is called. A paintbrush, maybe? Like, it could probably go small in one over one side. Kind of missing a tree here, I think. Could I grab an apple tree or something? Elwyn apple? Something as close to a willow as I can get. Oh my god, look how cute that is. I think that's kind of a perfect place for that, actually, even at the scale it's at. Okay, let's do that and give some shelter. A Yanni tree? What's a Yanni tree? Is that a reference I'm not catching? Maybe if we blend some more of these bushes into this cluster, it will look like it fits a little better. This is how we end up not finishing this room today, by the way, is me fussing over agricultural details that we probably won't even see once this build is come together. I would also love another planter. Maybe we can pop one here. Small. Small baby. Some white roses. Nice. Oh, because I said laurel tree. Okay. I think I have like selective amnesia or something. Um, any other clusters going? I mean, I could do the same one again. I don't want it to be like too much, but oh, it's also mirrored, or not even mirrored. It's just a duplicate, which is kind of the problem. Yeah, no, we can't do that. That's gonna bug me big time. Okay, I think we might need to visit the plant decor vendor. Try and get another tree. I don't know if that kind of distracts a little bit. Kind of does, actually. Okay. Maybe that's fine. Kind of get the gist, I think. It was an insane shot in the dark. If you caught that instantly, that's on me. I had to take it. Fair enough. Honestly, I fear nowadays most references are lost on me. The level of brain rot that's in my head is quite staggering, to the point where just generic references, I'm like, it certainly wouldn't be the first time a reference has had to be explained to me, so I do apologize. It's kind of half of the course on my streams. Okay. This is Diable, which interests me greatly. Oh, my panda has all the dye. You can access dye from your bank, can't you? Can't you? She doesn't have any in her inventory. So if I switch back to my panda, put all the dye in the warband bank, then I'm hoping every character can access them. This is kind of only temporary because my panda needs the leveling buff. I didn't want to lose it while we were decorating. If we grab our warband bank distance inhibitor, and then just put all of the dye in there. It was nicely cleaned warband bank before I did this. I logged onto my priest last week or the week before and just disenchanted every warbound gear piece that I had. So if I were looking for dye, it has yellow dye pigment in her inventory still, which is fine, I think. Okay. See if that worked. And then we want to go buy a padded wooden bench, and we want plants. The benefit of doing this on this character is she's got all my gold. Okay, just for science. Nice. Okay. Note to self. Have the dye in the bank, then everyone can access it. Is it new Endeavor time? No, it might be time to collect, or have I collected already? I have collected already. Okay, decor. I would love... I'm thinking of a specific cluster right now. I love these ones. Grab 10 of these. Oh, I had an unlock. Hello? Okay. Got some boxwoods. Five of the Founder's Point ones. Oh, can't go wrong with these either. Just like green. Why do I feel like I didn't have any shrubbery? And now I'm at the vendor, I'm like, I don't want any of this. Trees are fine. I'm not going to use too many small flowers anymore. Got 19 of those. I've got one gift of Gilneas. Suppose I can top up my poppy clusters. Don't really need the stones, do I? I've got enough. I might buy some of these just because I don't actually have any. I don't think they're going to go in the garden because they're almost quite autumnal colors. Got some white brush. Plenty of duskberry bushes, shade bushes, or shade brushes. Maybe that will do us for plants then. And then the padded wooden bench, which I think is one of these guys. I'd love a search function on these, because sometimes finding the exact thing you want is tricky. Especially as they just inevitably add more stuff to these vendors. I'll buy a handful. Mechex, thank you so much for the 8-month resub with Prime. Thank you for once again choosing me for your Prime sub. I appreciate it very much. That is so kind of you. How are you today? Happy Tuesday. I'd love a bird bath. I suppose we could make this a bird bath. Although it is water, it is flowing, which is kind of a problem. Oh, do we have a bird bath? I'm thinking of Animal Crossing. I have one in Animal Crossing. I reckon this fountain I've just bought would suffice. You kind of get the gist. Okay, well, I got the bench. Might top up on some cushions. I feel like I'm running low on all sorts of cushions. I'm okay. How about you? I'm doing okay, thank you, Mecha. Are you dealing with high temperatures still? It's been warming up again. Not that it really cooled down, if I'm honest, but I think we're in a kind of second wind of heat wave in the UK right now, at least in the south. We've got 26 degrees Celsius as it stands right now. High of 31 tomorrow, and the day after as highs of 30, 29, 27, 30. Oh boy. Summer. Anything else pressing that we might like? Oh, this table is nice, but we've already used that one, I think. Do you reckon there's some kind of fireplace that would fit outside? Don't think there is. I would love a kind of metallic one. But they're all quite established. Maybe that's for another day. We can head back to the house. Not as crazy anymore, luckily. 21 degrees at the moment. Nice. I feel like that's a tame temperature. I wouldn't mind 21. Gonna climb back up to 30-ish towards the end of the week and then the weekend, and then back down to 20-ish. Okay. Also, take your damn shoulders off. You're in the house. I did not ask you to keep those on. In fact, she's been getting in the way. Goodbye. Love just deleting my character. Okay. Let's place the other bench. I think I scaled it slightly. 120. Try and get it exact with the other one. And then we can have some fun with some dye. So, honestly, I'm feeling just more heartwood. Or actually mahogany, although I only have 2. Heartwood's fine. We only have 8 heartwood. Yes. Heartwood and copper is usually my vibe. Or heartwood and something dark. Dark iron. Let's just do copper. I'm not even sure what this is dyeing, so I'm not going to bother. Heartwood and copper for that. So then we want heartwood for the bench. Although, of course, it's darker than the heartwood on the table. Perfect. And then the cushions. Oh. Heartwood, copper, and then... What color do you reckon for these cushions? Oh, maybe like a little orange. This Coda Hide brown is quite nice for a pergola. It's technically brown, but on the cushion it looks like a kind of dusky orange. We do have 3, so we can use them. Don't want to go super light. Grave moss green is quite nice. We've used a lot of green though. I'm going to commit to the Coda Hide brown. I think that's nice. Heartwood, copper, Coda Hide. Heartwood, copper, Coda Hide. Easy. Stunning. And then maybe a couple planters and they just have some bushes in them. Such as a boxwood. We did technically use this in the herb garden, but they're far enough apart that you wouldn't notice. And how about the brush and the boxwood are very different colors. Hosta? Can't really go wrong with the hosta, although it's growing over the top of the pergola. That's a problem. Sycamore? Yeah, go on then. Do we have anything nice to put on the table? I'm thinking small light, some kind of lantern. This is actually kind of pretty. Zandalari, is it? Stone Zandalari lamp. It's not customizable, but it's actually really nice and goes quite nicely in this little space. We should do that, I think. Might make it a tad smaller. Okay. Any drinks? Any food? There's a mug. There is a press. I just think the mug is a little ugly. We do have the wine bottle. Pie. I would love a pitcher. Just like a jug of something. I mean, this is they call it a gourd, a water gourd. Is this the place for the enchanted wine bottle? I think it is. I think that's really cute. I think we should do that. Okay. Should it go here? Or behind? How does it animate? I think it has to go in front so you can actually see it, right? It's adorable. Yeah, I want to sit and gossip under this pergola with my enchanted wine. Don't know about y'all. Would a cherry pie be, or a strawberry pie be too much? Yeah, I think it would. There is a mug, but it's a bit gothic. There is this cooking pot. I'm not sure what purpose this serves. No. Not the vibe. Got some arc fruit. I've tried to put this in a couple different places in the house. I suppose it might be able to get tucked away there. Maybe they've been freshly picked from the garden. Okay. Well, pergola is finished, I think. For all intents and purposes. I was going to check fireplaces, wasn't I? Where are they? In accents. Fire? Yeah, these are a little too much, I fear. There is this one which does give, like, outdoors. Is it stone? But it's gonna not really fit. Uh, I mean, it's cute. It's a little in the way. But then you go around the back and it's just this harsh edge. Maybe not. Any kind of fire that we like? Don't think so. No, I'd love a little outdoor fire place. Like a standalone cast iron fireplace or something. Not to worry. I think that might be it then. Where are we at? An hour and a half. Not bad. I think we're done in the outside. Oh, one more thing. Sorry. I do think we should connect the pergola with some stones. Where should we put it? Kind of like this? There we go. Then it has an actual connection. I think this one should be a straight stone path, actually. Stone. Or a... How curved? Is that better? It's the same one. Yeah, this works better. Beautiful. Got that pie in my kitchen. I love it. It is adorable. It's so kind of whimsy. Feels like it's something from a Disney movie or something. Hey, it's a busy garden. There's a lot going on. We do need to put the stone wall around the perimeter. I'm honestly tempted to do that off stream because that's not very riveting content to watch unless you guys want to do it on stream. I am happy to do it now, but placing down walls in places you can't barely even see them doesn't really sound like the most engaging content ever. And honestly, we don't really need to do it. It's just for my own peace of mind, quite frankly. I just cover up some of the big gaps for now. I'll come back to this. And hopefully not forget before I inevitably make a house tour video. You gonna get the new Time Walking Dragon mount? Yes. That's the plan. Are you? Also, it's honestly just a really great time to level alts, so I might do some of that if I feel like it. I know we started a new augmentation evoker, but you know, I've got plenty of alts that could do with a little boost from 80 to 90, or in most cases, 70 to 90. Not much of an altaholic these days. Oof, gonna need something nice and big to cover this up. Should we grab another mushroom cluster and just cover up this ugly seam. Sounds like a plan. And it really annoyed me that you need to do 4 dungeons in the same day and not throughout the week. How do you mean? 4 dungeons in the same day? I'm pretty sure if you log out, the buff freezes, doesn't it? Because I've not logged in on my shaman since... Huh? No, I've not logged onto my shaman since the weekend, and she's still got her buff. So I think you should be fine to do them staggered, but it depends if you're doing it on a character that you don't play. That's the kicker. Oh, I see, Bowman. I guess for the first week, you need to obviously get stacks of the buff by doing 4 time walking dungeons within the 2 or 3 hours that it gives you. But once you've got the buff, it should last you as long as you log out, which is helpful. All right. I keep trying to wrap this up and not being able to do it. So I think I'm just going to go inside. To this I say, I much prefer this indoor space than the conservatory we built. Mind you, the conservatory took a lot of work, so, you know, I'm proud of it for that element, but I wasn't living for it. Whereas our new garden is really nice, so that makes me happy. Now is the conundrum of what to do with this space, because I know we talked about it, of like making this kind of a fake conservatory. I do still like that idea. Gonna get my shaman to 90 finally, I hope. Nice. Yeah, my panda shaman is 89 as we speak. I would have done the probably 1 dungeon left that would get her to 90, but it was bedtime when that happened. So I just told myself time walking is gonna be a thing for many more weeks. If I log off, she'll keep her buff. She'll be 90 in no time. Sleep is important. This is true, Salkath, yeah. I think you'd have to be really set on getting the mount. Like, you would really have to want it to go to that extent. Not me. But it is possible. You are correct. I have also had a thought, and I'm really reluctant to act on it. I've thought of just expanding the kitchen. But the kitchen is adorable as it is. The big question is, there's 2. Do I want to break up the work that we've done on this already in the hope that we make a better kitchen? And Secondly, I don't remember. Oh, I don't even have a vision for what the new kitchen would look like. Like, would I want to replace the cabinets? Would I want to replace the sink? Would I want to do a different stove oven situation? Because yes, it was the first part of the build we ever made, so I'm kind of nostalgic for it in that way. Now I'm much more experienced in housing, and I feel like I could make a better kitchen. It's just whether or not I want to exert all that effort when this kitchen is perfectly, uh, serviceable. I kind of considered it. 'Cause I'm in maintenance mode until next patch, so it would be nice to not have to log on for 3 more weeks and focus on other games. True, true. All just comes down to how badly you want them out, I suppose. Wow, she's got a way to keep reeling you back in, even when you're fed up. Okay. One thing I am going to do, I'm going to be really brave. I'm going to just get rid of some of the decor that's in here. Just finding all sorts of random pieces that I didn't know were there, period. Free up some budget for me. This is ugly. What? How have I done that? Just 3 beams stacked on top of each other. That's kind of lazy of me. I mean, for starters, I bet I could fix that. Surely I could just put a wall piece. Would you not? I'm taking the risk. I think I know better. Is that a beam as well? It is. Get out of here. Give me that one budget I need. I don't know why I didn't do this the first time. Like, that looks so much neater. Also, get rid of this damn ivy. The plant pot can stay. The vase can stay. Did I cook myself? No, I don't think so. It won't appear outside because the outside room doesn't technically start until here. So that's all good. Okay. I have had a really funny thought, and it's just occurred to me now. Could I make a laundry room? I think I remember when housing first started, I said, okay, look, I'll build a kitchen, I'll build everything that you would typically have in a house, including a toilet. Does my character need to do laundry? I think not. However, I think I might be changing my tune. Is there an upstairs above the kitchen? No, not currently lost. There is an upstairs, it's just on the other side of the house. I can show you. So the kitchen's in this cross-shaped room. If we go upstairs, there's nothing upstairs until you come over here, so we're safe in terms of clipping. Oh my goodness, that is certainly a view from upstairs. What started as a cozy, cluttered, small cottage has turned into somewhat of a manor house, some might say. But on the inside, it still feels quite compact, right? Like if I unhide my character, excuse the weird transmog, she's meant to be wearing a little house dress, but she's decided to be contrarian. I can actually fix that. There's a macro outfit very important. Okay, I ruined it even more. Gilnean? What is going on? Fishing? There we go. That will do. She looks like she's building. What was I saying? Yeah. In terms of scale, this doesn't feel massive, does it? Like, it doesn't really feel cluttered or compact necessarily. But you've got space to move around, but it's not a mansion. They're not vast open spaces. The dining room, I will concede, is quite large. This feels like a hosting space, which I partly regret. Also, how did I not notice this before? So sorry. Wait, what has happened? How did I not see that? Anyway. I'm just gonna leave that right there. Hey, it's happened here as well. Did I do something? Or it's bugged out. Rude. Oh my god, it's getting worse. Do you know what? I'm not dealing with that right now. The rest of the house feels like a cottage. I need to do something with this room. It feels way too grand. I breathed. I remember you making a fridge. Yeah, I bet I could make a much better fridge now, but honestly, I'm kind of nostalgic for this little shack of a fridge that I built out of tables or shelves. I think they're shelves. Stormwind has a canal to do laundry in. Why would you need a laundry room? Well, there is a river in the housing zone. Yeah, true. This house is parked right next to the river. She could take her little laundry basket down to the river. Found a great picture of your house on Google. Did you now? How did you find that? I kind of want to see now. Vela Wow House. Surely the internet doesn't know me. Okay, it can just pick out. Well, a lot of these aren't mine. A lot of these aren't mine. Oh. It's in Discord. Also, I don't know why I said the internet wouldn't know me. Like, obviously, I post on the internet, so it does know me. I just mean, surely you didn't stumble across it. Okay, you got me, Bowman. I thought you meant that there was a screenshot of my house somewhere. First of all, I was hoping you were talking about my WoW house, not my IRL house. That would be scary. That's giving the burrow from Redacted Potter. Okay, cute. You got me there. I'll give you that one. I am the internet and I know you. This is true. So what's the verdict on laundry? Because I don't reckon it would be that difficult to make, surely. You just need some cubic items. This would honestly function fine. It's not dyeable, which is potentially a problem. But we could just take some like crates. That's kind of a big washing machine. And then what does a washing machine look like? It's got a barrel or a drum, we call it. Well, I mean, I will take a barrel. That works for me. Oh, happens to me every time. I mean... Obviously not this combination. There's lots of dyeable crates, which is good. Great. I wouldn't put laundry in my house. Feels too modern for my taste. True. True. Good point. Maybe I agree. Is there anything super modern in this house? Some would argue that this cooking setup is modern for WoW, but I mean, I'm using items that WoW gave me, so... It does feel very kind of rustic and old. So maybe there's a way to do kind of hand wash laundry. But you wouldn't have a whole room dedicated to that, would you? It would probably just go in the pantry. Or in the garden. Would also make sense. Like you'd put a basket down by the pond. Or by the waterfall. Stacked front loaders. That is what I was thinking of, Salkath, yeah. I used the brazier of a loon for the dryer, for the front of the dryer. Hand wash laundry would be nice. Try to avoid electricity in my house. Well, that I might not be able to get away with because there are a lot of lanterns, but I suppose most of them would just have a flame in them, come to think of it. I'm not sure what's powering these. I think that's meant to be fire, isn't it? This lantern. It doesn't have animation, but I don't think there's a bulb in there. Okay, this room's kind of modern. This was a new addition. This was an extension on the house. I think if we were going really old school, there would just be a hole in the ground. We had one of those at the campsite we went to weekend before last. I couldn't use it. I tried. Like I walked in and I looked at the toilet and I mustered all of my courage and I couldn't do it. I force little gnome mages to sit in my house and power the lamps. I rate that below. Okay, the bathroom, I admit, is not very traditional, but it is cute. This room is enormous. I can't look at it. Also, this little hallway has nothing in it. I can't look at that either. Or can I? There is a very simple fix to that. The door, damn it. Which bookcase is this? Tall, sturdy wooden bookcase. I'm thinking of just lining this tiny little passage with just books on either side. I think that would be so cute. This one is fine. It's just you can interact with it because it's a door. And I don't really want to do that because I don't actually want to make a secret passage. These are fine. Well, they are dyeable, actually. Oh. Maybe these are fine. They're a little chunky. With the metallic pieces when you scale it up, but actually quite adorable. This room is like the new person who moved into the old house and didn't want to use the hole in the floor, so they got a modern bathroom. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I'm committing. I think this is an adorable little addition. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Getting ideas here, there, and everywhere. Okay, I don't currently have very many books at my disposal, but I can fix that because they come from, most of them come from Dornagal or Valdrakken. Like the nice rows of books, which is the kind of easiest way to fill bookcases rather than individual ones. We can throw some plants in there, some little lanterns, they'll be cute. You don't even want to know how I get indoor plumbing? That's gonna be parking like a couple restoration shamans in the house and get them to do some water work. How are you today? I'm doing fine, thank you, Baloo. How are you? So that leaves me still kind of stumped on this bloody room. Starters. I'm gonna get rid of those. And we can have a little accent stone wall. We also don't need these. Just finding all kinds of budget to free up for myself here. Okay. Let's start by laying down some flooring because the grass inside the house is really throwing me off. How does this blend with this? Pretty nicely, actually. Though it doesn't fit. Bother. Ooh. Do you reckon we could finally use this mosaic tile? Or is it too bright? It's way too bright. Never mind. Getting the Dornagal currency for books is such a nightmare. Was it resonance crystals? Legacy? Gosh. I do have 10,000. And 2,000 kedge, I believe you can transfer 2 resonance crystals. But they made them expensive, didn't they? Those books. Gundargaz? 1,000. Okay. So I could afford a fair few. And then there's some different colors as well. Anyway, flooring. What scale do we need? I think 120 is a perfect fit. It's not necessarily going to match up with the hardwood that's in the room we're physically standing in, but I'm going to overlook that. Oh no, little gaps. I think that's fine. Not super noticeable. Oh! Excuse me, how did I miss that? Just gonna cover you up, darling, if you don't mind. Actually, can I grab a regular sized wall? Hello? The narrow and the interior look the same size. Gonna have to scale you up a little bit, sugar. Or actually, we make our lives easier and just block off that whole section. If I can get the angle right. Only thing I do have to be careful of is not bursting through the ceiling into the garden outside. That would be a shocker. Please don't say I ruined it. No! It's fine. I can fix it. Let me try fixing it from outside. I mean, it almost looks like a roof detail, but I can't abide. I cannot abide. I simply cannot. I mean, that also works fine, I think. Like, you get the gist. Oh. Oh, I know what we've done. We've flipped them this way. Then at least they will match. I'm hoping. We have just like a really thick skirting board, we would call this in the UK. And then it's also hidden outside. So win-win. I don't get them to align for the life of me, though. That will do. There we go. I need to collect the books in WoW instead of IRL. I've been in a book collecting phase lately. What kind of books do you like to read, Baloo? I need some recommendations because I would love to do something other than scrolling on my phone when I go to bed. It's a very bad habit. The thing is, do any of you guys have a Kindle or any kind of tablet that you use to read rather than reading physical books? Because part of the reason I don't want to use my phone in bed is because of screen. But then I also know that Kindles are quite different in terms of blue light and such. I don't know how different, but I know they don't kind of glare as much as most other screens do. But I'm just being wary that I don't really want to have an abundance of physical books because I'm thinking about storage and also moving. Like, we don't have immediate plans to move house, but if we did, the the weighing up of the two options of piles and piles of books that didn't damage my eyes, but I have to carry them around when I move house versus a slightly bigger version of this that has all the books I want, and just gets like thrown in a rucksack at the time I want to move. Girl, I don't read, I like to collect books. Huge difference. I do like books. I just love listening to audiobooks because my voice in my head is boring. Oh, bless you. You're certainly not alone in that. I think a lot of people prefer to listen to books than read them. I've not tried it myself. I find that reading is quite a good method for making me sleepy. It makes my eyes very drowsy. It's quite a relaxing thing for me to do. I do kind of have to be in the mood for it. But if I found a genre or an author that I liked, it would probably make it easier. Currently, I just fall too easily into the habit of Full transparency, brain rot on TikTok. I just get in bed, half an hour of just scrolling mindlessly, getting unnecessary dopamine spikes right before I'm meant to be winding down. And my only other option is put the phone down, lay in bed and close my eyes. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to do that. I want to buy a $100 book, but it's expensive. A book worth $100? I've never seen that before. I want to get the Eastern Press edition of Project Hail Mary. Is that the one that's $100? I've heard very good things about that. The book and the film. Please do excuse the chamber stick on the wall. What's that even for? Oh, it's the window. Aw, Baloo, thank you so much for the 13-month resub. How kind. You said, add jail, I think not. I have a key. Thank you. That's very kind of you. I appreciate it. Welcome back. And also, enjoy your emotes. I added a couple new ones, although added is a strong word because they've been there for probably like a month now. It's just that I feel like my streams don't tend to encourage emotes. Like, I'm not a huge kind of react in chat kind of stream, you know? But my new favorite is Avela Touch Grass. There's Avela Pet, Avela Fine, Avela Raid, kind of specific. 200 Avela IQ. I'm not sure if I'm reading out like ones that are restricted behind bits or anything, but yeah, there are some bangers in there. Which was like, you can add some more animated emotes if you want, and I said, say less. I use my phone as my Kindle, but I also have a Kindle Paperwhite, which I love, but often forget to charge it. Kindle Paperwhite. Okay. I'm also confused by Kindle because when I looked them up in the past, it said something about you can pay less to have it with ads. Personally, that sounds dreadful, but I don't know exactly what it means. If it's maybe just like an ad that pops up at the bottom or something, but I don't know, that feels icky to me. Like, get out, I'm just trying to read. Reading at night is super hard for most people, I think. Even the best books, if I lay in bed and read, I'm out in 5 to 10 minutes. But that's kind of my goal, I think. If it's not for you, like, obviously I get that. But I don't mind if a book takes me months to read because I read it for 5 minutes and then, you know? Like, that's power to me because I could do with 5 minutes of reading and then sleep as opposed to 30 plus minutes of phone and then sleep. I think they're very, very different. I have a Kindle, but don't like being locked into Amazon. Yeah, I do share that sentiment as well. Also, I'm not building, sorry. I'm a bit lost, so I'm just like procrastinating. I hate this room so much. What even is it? Like, what do you do? What would make sense to put in a room that connects the kitchen and the outside? The only thing I can think of is a conservatory. But I feel like we got to this point in the last stream where I asked this question and people were like, yeah, conservatory would be good. And I just haven't done it. I have a Kindle, but it's not entirely legal. You can get like a $20 discount, but your home screen will be a book ad. I have the discounted ad version Kindle, and once you unlock it, the ads are done. If I were to start today, I would get one of the little ones, the size of a phone, or just use my phone. Ah, okay. Maybe the ad one isn't so bad, but again, Amazon, bruh. The longer the book lasts, the better. You have to buy less books that way. This is true. Mudroom. Okay, I'm not super familiar with mudrooms. I feel like they're not really a thing we have in the UK. They're kind of just like a place that isn't very clean necessarily. Not clean, but like you hang coats and leave boots and maybe have a sink or something to wash, I don't know, yourself or your dog or something, or like a bench. Mudroom is actually a cute idea. I hadn't considered that. We could just do loads of storage. Feels quite large. Maybe this space could be a mudroom, like this tiny room. I'm kind of down with that, but then that means I still have this. Hmm. Do you have a washer dryer in my player house? No. I think I've decided against a conventional washer dryer because the house as it is quite old fashioned and I kind of like keeping it that way. So what we could do is turn this whole space into a mudroom and then try and emulate some kind of hand washing laundry situation. Maybe that's what we should do. First of all, I've noticed this archway is bugging me because on the inside it's not finished. So that is something we can do to start with. 60%. And then we want to flip it this way. And then this way. Gosh, am I going to get that angle right? Like this. Certified nose hair braider. Thank you very much for the follow. Don't think your services are required on my end anyway, but fantastic name. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate it. Oh no. I mean, maybe on this side, it can look like this. What dyes have we used? Oh no, more heartwood. One left. No. Okay. Fret not. I can just make some. This character is an alchemist, meaning she can make dye pigment. If you don't have a washer dryer, you'll need to capture another no. I'm not above it. I'm not above it. Makes me feel very on brand with those, what are they, Frostmane trolls in Don Morrow when you first start out as a gnome or a dwarf in Classic. That's probably what they wanted the gnomes to do for them. That will more or less do. I don't love this. It looks very bad. Looks bad. I think they just need to go up slightly. Hide the little feet. Better. We can dye that at some point. Right. Mudrooms, from what I saw from the inspo pics, just have a lot of kind of little benches, which I'm immediately thinking make out of these beam platforms. Like we could definitely have a bench or something here. Or would this be a good place for laundry? I think this is a good place for laundry. What would we do? Do we have any basins? Probably do something with this. I like this rounded one. Like if this were hidden inside some wood. So I don't love all the ornate features. Or maybe stick it this side. We could at least use the towel. Can you dye the towel? Oh, beautiful. You can. Okay. Then I would... Do we just use beam platforms or do we use a table? Tables and desks. I suppose this is fine. This is quite a nice, like, mudroom aesthetic, actually. Odd shape, though. Because we can't push it this way because it will bleed into the kitchen. Meaning... maybe we could even do a little rounded moment. It does mean we lose the towel, but that's fine. I'm not about that. Is that a little bowl with soap? It is. Oh my god, gorgeous. Okay. A little fiddly. This color is ugly. I just can't super fix it right now. So I need more dye. We could use copper, to be fair, but it's a little orange. Like, it's very warm. This is kind of nice. Like a little interesting shape. And then we have a basin with... I think this has water in it. It's just very bright in here. Of the windows. I really love my little window. But I think I might have to get rid of them. Like, what happens if it's just... open? Like, I'm not going to delete anything. Don't worry. Don't be mad at me. But could we just have like a hatch instead? Oh, I hate it. I can't explain why I don't like that. I am going to delete the flowers. And this lantern. But it looks nicer here because it's not so bright. I really liked having my little view at the sink. Because I think if we just make this a wall, it's going to be really plain. Interior wall. I'm like sad about this. What is that? I mean, I can use a stone wall to make it at least a little more interesting. Can I? Do I even have any? Yeah, I do. The stone wall is better. It looks dark now. Looks like a kitchen in a cave. This is kind of why I considered refurbing the kitchen, because what if this was just kind of like an island? Well, not an island. This is an island. But we have this L-shaped counter. It could technically just continue as another counter on this side and then bleed into the mudroom, but I don't like that either. Push the kitchen out. Yeah, that's what I was considering, Lost. I'm just scared to do it because I really want to like plan it out in my head before I do it because I love this room. I'm gonna put my little windows back for now. Although actually, there is a way to make a window without having windows. Let's put those bloody spears again. We've got plenty. But I think this is going to look like prison bars. But it's nice and easy to execute because we can hide the spear really easily. Now, if we just make them super wide, this might look dreadful. Please bear with. 160%, 160%. This one's gonna need to be bigger. I can't. I hate that so much. That is... Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Okay. I'm going to put the windows back. And I'm going to forget that I even suggested it for now. All right. We will find a solution. And I think the solution is to extend the kitchen. That's not going to happen on today's stream, I'm afraid. That is quite the project. So for now, I'm going to keep my cozy cottage kitchen the way that it is. There is also a world where, say, we block off this little section. If I move this out the way, this could solve the problem, actually. If we start the mudroom from here, let's say, and we took some more walls. Like so. You know, nicer than that. We could then have a fake little exterior in this gap that then still lets us have a bit of a outdoor view. I don't know how that's gonna really work because it's like a tiny little space. But it could be the solution we're looking for. And maybe there's a world where we could even put a window on this side, which would involve... what would that involve? Something like this, unfortunately. With like some big old windows. Like that's a comically large window that still doesn't even fit in the pane. If the window were this size, how would we go about doing that? It'd have to be kind of like this. With some kind of pillar just covering this up. I'm brainstorming now. And honestly, another one here. And is it possible to grab one of these, shrink it the same size? And then can we flip it? Does this work? Not really. I mean, I suppose it makes a kind of interesting little feature wall. I'm not super mad at it, am I? It kind of looks like a little Victorian feature. Interesting. I'm imagining a curtain would look better here than a door, because the doors in this game are so clunky. Curtain. Even if we did... I was thinking one of these. That's not bad. kind of annoying that you can see the curtain rod on one side and not the other. We just make it fractionally smaller. The collision's a little funky. Thoughts? It's kind of nice that you walk in and there's a straight line. Is that nice or do I dislike that? It's very long. These doors, they just don't feel very homely, do they? They feel very strong. They're just like very in your face. I suppose if we made them a more muted color, it might be alright. Actually, maybe I'm changing my tune. Maybe the door is the move. Hmm. Although, let's have it the other way round, because it's going to swing into the room. Like, into the kitchen, I think. There we go. That's better. So, like, that is a fireproof door if I ever did see one. You could put that in a vault. Like, it is so thick. Why are they going to do it like that? Okay. Then this makes for a mudroom, which I think, scale-wise, is better. And it means we still get somewhat of a little view in this room. We've not obviously not done it yet, but we can fix that. And might be the best of both worlds. I'm curious by this. Why did I make this ceiling so short? Because it's hiding a multitude of sins, probably, right? Yes, okay. I think we're going to have to keep it that way. It feels like very low, but it's kind of cozy, I suppose. The mudroom, I'm almost tempted to make a more cool-toned room because we haven't really played with that very much. Like, what if we made things iron claw or dark iron? I could be down with that. Although it does feel substantially less rustic. Do a lighter brown. Holyoke tan. Ooh, this might be the vibe actually. I'm locking that in. Wait, can you change the basin color? Whoa. I'm not really sure what that's changing. I'm gonna leave that. Oh. Hell is going on. Okay. Well, we have a little wash basin. I kind of wish it was on the other side. Like, I wish the soap was on the other side, but I can't do that, can I? No. Okay. Okay. I wish we could have some kind of stack of clothes or towels. We could probably make some towels out of cushions. Or maybe even some little supplies. Like little bottles of things. I might just make these kind of off-white, bone white, or the holy oak tan. Can't go wrong. Or should there be a little bit of color? Maybe there should be a little bit of color. We could do Hinterlands hickory. Now you just need a giant stack of laundry to be folded. It'll look like a laundry room. That would be the vibe. I know there is that clothesline. I don't care for it that much. Also, did I use it somewhere? Oh, maybe it's outside in my front garden. Clothes. Washing. Gilnean washing line. Okay, it's in my storage. It has wind animation built into it, which makes me a little bit tempted to put it outside. Like, is there a world where it just sits between the tree and the house? Or... It's kind of ugly. Like, I hate the colors of it. Because it's Gilnean, it's all kind of grey. And it looks dirty even though it came out the wash. Funnily enough, it fits quite seamlessly in this gap, which is amusing to me. I'm kind of down for that. Kind of adorable. Oh, that is very high. She's not putting her washing up that high, I don't think. I wish, yeah, I could just have a little folded stack of things. The only thing I can think of are those round cushions. I also kind of want to put some cobwebs. I've not used cobwebs, but that's a later problem, I think. This has cloth on it. Can anything be done with this? Oh, probably not. It has a tiny bit of animation in it, which does bother me. I mean, can you just cover up the fact that it's got animation? Not really. Oh no! I didn't mean to do that. Roll? There we go. Sorry, I deleted you by mistake. Wish it was dyeable. The washing line? Me too. Maybe they'll add some more options in the future. Also, I wouldn't be mad at one that doesn't have such a strong animation. Maybe one that just kind of wafts in the wind would be better. That one that's hanging outside looks like it's surviving a hurricane. Can't believe they don't have a whole section of decorations for laundry and things like that. Seems like a washboard to go in the bowl would be in the game somewhere. I can definitely make one. You've just given me an idea, Baloo. Give me some kind of stool. I guess your washboard wouldn't have nails in it or bolts. This one almost gives washboard. I wish it had some slats in it. To be fair, could we just use a floor piece? If it's able to shrink down small enough. Literally what's on the floor, but we'll see. A little big. Technically your washboard would be horizontal slats, wouldn't it? You wash up and down. I mean, not bad. That blue thing would have worked. Uh-oh, blue thing. I was looking at, what was I looking at? Tools? That one right there. That blue thing. Maybe the stool has fabric on it. This one actually is somewhat promising. I'm going to get rid of the platform. I can't overlook the fact that it's the same as the floor. When you click through by default, it's in the bottom right corner. I'm still not sure what you mean. I think we were onto something just then. Hang on. Could we use a shelf? That's a very fancy washboard. I don't think it would be golden yellow, though. All right. The flag or something? Hard to see. It's magic. Okay. Okay. Okay, there are a fair few good options here, actually. My only problem is they're not flat backed. This one would be so tea. I think we might be onto a winner. Is anyone upset by the fact that this is quite clearly a table? But like, if I put it there, you don't really see the legs, right? It just kind of looks like little footrests, which is what they are, but I rest them on the back of the sink. I think that's good. I think that's fine. It's not dyeable, sadly. But that looks like a washboard, I think. It's as small as it goes. I was trying to make it look almost like a little cloth or something. A very large cloth. You walk away and come back, it'll look perfect. Sometimes you do need to just look at something with fresh eyes, don't you? Alright. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make clothes. The only thing I've been able to get close with in the past has been using curtains. There is this doormat, but I think that's too rectangular. I don't know why this little rug is speaking to me just as like an art piece on the wall. I didn't realize how small it would be. It could be a doormat. I mean, that is literally what it is, so. I don't know why I just needed to use Rain Poppy Red for a second. Something just took over influence. Okay. Shelves I was thinking of. Or even better, weathered. Oh, weather treated table is like one of my favorites. Shelf. Preferably something dyeable. Okay. We've been using Holyoke tan, haven't we? And copper. Ooh. In this combination, it doesn't work so well. I might do double Holyoke tan. There may be windows with bars on them. Possibly. My only issue with windows is that most of them have a lighting effect in them. So it immediately just like oversaturates and over brightens a space. Or, I mean, these are dyeable windows. There are some that don't have an effect. But then like this window has a fake effect in the background, that like glow that doesn't glow. And then there's this, which I'm not in a rush to use right this second. This would be cute, but it's got an ever so slight glow in it. Somehow there is no ladder item in player housing yet. Not to my knowledge. I had to build one myself out of beam platforms. Bottle. Maybe this is the place for the smoking green alchemy bottle. I've really resented the thought of putting this in my house somewhere because it looks like it stinks, but maybe in a laundry space is the best place for it. I don't really have other accent things right now. I'd love like a jug, or there is another green potion. Maybe that will do. Okay. What else would you have on these shelves? Probably a jar of something, right? This jar's kind of large, is the only thing. And it almost doesn't fit on the shelf. This item is ugly, but is it kind of iconic? Just more green bottles. I make it super small, maybe it's fine. Okay. Can't believe that basket's not dyeable. Was like an oversight. You need those for sure. Really gets the bloodstains out. That's what I'm thinking, right? Okay. Shelves seem fine. Maybe a light? More lights. Not super mad at it being kind of industrial in here. This light does need to be smaller, I think. Or maybe we put a light on this wall. I think that's better. Again, not dyeable, big shame, but that's alright. I usually can't deny myself putting some kind of little planter on a side when there's just a gap of something. Although I kind of like using these as like a little laundry hamper. But there is the closed lid one, which we could use instead. While I think of that. Maybe I... what's it called? Basket? I've placed 6? Where? 6 wicker baskets. Oh my god, I don't even know where that would be. Oh, one's up there. That's one. 6 wicker baskets. I can't think where on earth they would be. There's not one here. There's one on this shelf. I'm stealing that one. I don't know why I put that there. Probably just lack of better options. I'm stuck. Hang on, I'm gonna teleport you through the door, my friend. So very dumb. I was just gonna put this here while I think about it. I'm not mad at the little tumbleweed as an accent. You know how sometimes people have things like pampas grass or just like what looks like random little twigs in a vase. Not the right shape for what I was hoping for. I love this because it has pampas grass in it, but I don't think I'm able to actually fit that in the basket without seeing the grass. It might need to be one of these, potentially. Kind of the vibe. Too tall, though. Too tall. I mean, at the right rotation, we might get away with it. Yeah. I'll allow it. Time to get some sleep. Have a great night. Sleep well when you get there. Thank you, Mechex. You too. Hope you sleep well. It's kind of bothering me that these two baskets are the same color. Maybe we'll do more Hinterlands Hickory. Okay. It's quite a cute little laundry area. I think we're on to a winner. I think things are happening here, which is good. However, for now, I am going to wrap up my stream here. Thank you guys, as always, for joining. It's been lovely to have you. I need to shoot off for a shower and then head to bed. Your girl's got work, as always, tomorrow. I am back on Thursday at the usual time, 7 p.m. British Summer Time, same time as today. I hope to catch you all then, but for now, I hope you'll have a fabulous rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy the remainder of your week, and I hope to catch you all again very soon. Bye.